Hello friends, in today's lecture I will discuss the pair sum problem. In pair sum there will be two elements and their sum is equal to target. Two elements sum which is equal to target. In this lecture first I will discuss the brute force approach. In brute force approach first check what will be our input. Suppose there is an array and the element is 2, 7, 10 and 11 and our target is 9. We have to check what are the two elements. If we sum those, that will be equal to our target value. Here the 2 and 7, sum of these two elements is equal to 9. So let's see how we will approach in brute force. In brute force, first we will check every pair of element in array. So for that we will make these are the pairs 2 and 7 to 10 and 2 with 11, then 7 with 10, 7 with 11 and then 10 with 11. We will not take the repetition, we just take the pair, every possible pair. So how it will be input. So for that we will take a for loop which is first int I is equal to 0 to n minus 1 and then a inner for loop which is z is equal to I plus 1 and up to n minus 1, and it will check. There will be a if the array of I plus array of j is equal to target, then return true, else return false. This is the basic brute force approach. Now let's see in practical code. Now I have opened the VS Code and from the I just write this is our array which is num and our target is 9, and here's our function to sum and we pass the nums array and here the target, and here we just correct something. If answer and here we will just output our answer, cout answer, and now I will write the function which will be boolean boolean to sum, and here it will come int array, then int size of array, and int target. And first we will use the for loop for int I is equal to 0 and I less than n and I plus plus, and then another for loop, inner loop, int j is equal to I plus 1 and j less than n and j plus plus. And now we will check if array of I plus array of j is equal to target, then return true, else there's a packet mistake, else return false. So here's the thing. First I have write the array, then target, then I calculate the size of array, which is stored in n using size of, and then answer will be a boolean true or false. So to some function I have passed the value of array or full array and n and target, and here's it comes, and then you using the for loop first towards the full array, then after for every pair, so using inner for loop, and here I check array of I plus array of j, then if this is equal to target, then return true, otherwise it will return false. Now let's run, first compile, and then now run the code. After running the code, it gives the true. One is a true. Now if I change the value here, target, if I give the 10 and then compile and run, it gives 0 because this is false. So now let's see in optimal solution. In optimal solution, I will use two-pointer approach. Two-pointer approach. What is two-pointer approach? We will take two-pointer, which is I and j, and this is our array 2, 7, 9, and 10, and 11, and our target is 9. This is same, and at the 0th index we will place the 9 one pointer, and at the n minus 1 index j is another pointer. Every time I will shift, first we will check that I plus element of I plus j is equal to 9, means target. If not, then there is another condition. Target value could be small or big. If the I plus j is less than target, then what value gives the less? And there is another thing, in two pointer approach there must be a sorted array. It must be a sorted array, otherwise this method will not use. So when there will be a sorted array, you must track this approach using two pointers. So using two pointers, if what gives that the I plus j is less than target. So to greater this target, I will just shift the I. I will shift the I, and if then the I plus plus, and if the I minus j is less than target, then what is the reason that I minus j? Then how can I minus j will be less, so that it can reach the target? So for that I will just less the value j minus minus. So if I shift the j, then I plus j will be less. So now I run this code with the pseudocode. First, I will use the for loop for traversing I is equal to 0, and initially I is equal to 0 and j is equal to n minus 1. Then it will check if I is less than j, how much time I will traverse this. This will be until I is less than j. When I will be greater than j or is equal to j, then it will be repeating the same iteration. So we will not consider that. So this will be our condition, I should be less than j, and then I plus plus, I always go to font, and j minus minus. And now we will take the condition if array of I plus array of j is equal to target, then return true. Otherwise there will be another condition, else if array of I plus array of j is less than target, then I increment the I, and else decrement j. And if this doesn't, after iterating, if you don't search the value, means if there is no match which is equal to target, then it will just return false. Now let's diagram this. So we will take the same array, which is 2, 7, 10 and 11, and our target is 9. First we will use the for loop when I is equal to 0 and j is equal to n minus 1 initially. So now if we sum this element 2 and 11, then this will be 13. So 13 is greater than 9, which is I plus j is equal to 13, which is greater than target. So I have to shift this j value so that it can become less. Shift the j. So now I plus j will be 10 plus 2 12, which is also greater than 9. So I shall reduce the j again. So then I plus j will be right now 9, which is equal to target is equal to 9. So it will return true. I hope you understand this. And now let's go to code. Now I will initialize I with 0 and j is equal to n minus 1. Now while I less than j, we will check the iteration array of I plus array of j is equal to target, then return true, and there will be else if array of I plus array of j is less than target, then I plus plus else j minus minus. This is our code. Now if I run this code, then output should be 1. Yeah, this is our output. This is 1. If we take also 18 and run this code, this will be also 18. If there is a false condition I take, if there is 20, and this is 0. I hope you understand this. Thanks for watching. If you think this is helpful for you, then like my channel and subscribe and share with your friends who are preparing for competitive programming.